and we are armed now with a new ad read that I did yesterday for the Hard
That's
Rock
right.
Cafe. Yeah.
Oh,
Look at that.
goodness, Joe. You woke me up, man.
Jeez.
Don't tell Chica.
She's like, this dude.
All those days at the casino this weekend, man. I need to get back into it. No, it was staying up late watching that game last night, man. Wore me out. Gotta ask myself the question: is CJ Stroud a good quarterback or not?
He looked all right to me yesterday.
Oh, dude, CJ is awful. I mean,
You know what's awful? Your takes this season in the postseason for NFL, they've been horrendous, man, because you can't pick a winner, Mike.
I like the odds, Joe. I like the odds. I mean, I look at CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is not an elite quarterback. He's not even a good quarterback. He's just I. He literally is the definition of I. But is I enough to get a Super Bowl victory? Because they're gonna win with despite him. That defense is so good. They might win despite him.
Same thing could be had for the 49ers.
No, I think Brock Purdy has some skill though.
He's all right. He stays in the pocket, dude, but he can't run.
Oh, but we talked about this yesterday. What's the difference between Brock Purdy and CJ Stroud? Brock Purdy throws the ball away. Those turnovers that CJ Stroud had yesterday, Brock Purdy never would have had. Brock Purdy throws the ball away. If the ball gets thrown to his knees and it skips to him, he's not trying to pick it up and make a play out of it. He's just throwing the ball out of bounds. Go, well, that play is done.
Sometimes CJ Stroud needs to understand one thing. The best play sometimes, just take the sack, bro. Just take the sack.
Ball.
Where the dreams don't fade from the river walk night to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210. Oh, it's the life that we chose.
We're rising together on a Victory Tuesday for Houston Texans fans as they advance to the second round of the NFL playoffs after beating the Pittsburgh Steelers 30-6. This is the Area 210 podcast powered by PF Chang's La Cantera, also powered by Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. My name is Mike Jimenez. Joe Garcia is in the studio. We're down to 8 teams in the NFL, the Houston Texans being one of them. You know what? Dallas Cowboys might be America's team, but Houston Texans are most definitely Texas's team. The stats prove it, Joe. The stats prove it. But the Texans won yesterday. We might have seen the last of Aaron Rodgers. We're going to get into both topics there. Can the Texans advance despite the fact that CJ Stroud is just simply mid? Aaron Rodgers, did we see the last of him? Are we going to miss him? And then also tonight on the hardwood, we got the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Spurs going for 4 in a row. That'd be like a 4-game sweep of the OKC Thunder. That's going to be tonight. We have some sound from Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, who basically says this is an important game for the Thunder, for their psyche when it comes to it all. But Joe, 30-6, mira the Texans. Mira the Texans.
Don't. You can't take no victory lap. You can't take no victory lap because you guaranteed.
Oh, I didn't
Aaron Rodgers is gonna win. You were telling me yesterday. Oh, this is why they're gonna win. This is why the Steelers gonna win. This is what's gonna happen.
Joe,
and what happened?
For three quarters, it was looking pretty bleak for the Texans there. They were what 7-6. It was for 3 quarters. For 3 quarters. For 3 quarters, it was a low scoring game. For 3 quarters, you saw 4 turnovers by CJ Stroud. And I was there saying, this is what I was fearful of. The problem was, for the Steelers, was they didn't take advantage of the situation. They only scored 3 points off of 3 turnovers, and that's why the Steelers lost that game. They got blown out. The brakes blown out in the 4th quarter. True. But the first 3 quarters, I was looking like Mike Stradamus there. I never at one point said the Steelers. I had no point ever said the Steelers were a better team. I was just saying that the cold was going to mess up the Texans' offense.
You said the weather was going to be a factor, and I said it was.
And it was. For 3 quarters, it was. Joe, it wasn't
Texans
a factor for the defense.
Came up big, bro.
It wasn't a factor for the defense. Wasn't a factor for the defense. Offensively, CJ Stroud looked like dog crap.
You're not going to go ahead and say Aaron Rodgers threw a pick, or no? That didn't count either?
Isn't that great that the final play of his career is going to be a pick 6? I mean, doesn't that explain him in just a nutshell right there? That it's going to be a pick six. But you look at the Texans yesterday, and had the Texans played any other team other than, say, the Steelers, or maybe you can say the Chargers, they would have lost that game. Every other team in the NFL playoffs would have beaten the Texans after CJ Stroud was fumbling the ball away, throwing picks. The only teams the Texans could have played yesterday and won against were the Chargers and the Steelers, and they played the Steelers, so they won. They advanced. The question becomes, can the offense clean things up a bit? And can the offense withstand some injuries that happen along the way? Dude, Christian Kirk had a hell of a game last night. Christian Kirk was the wide receiver 3 for the Texans all year long, coming from Arizona, where he kind of, I don't say that he did bad in Arizona. They were just expecting more of him over there. And then I'm watching the Steelers, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what the kind of player that they would have needed to have blown this game away, who they could have needed to win this game, was maybe like a George Pickens type of player, right? Because Aaron Rodgers couldn't throw the ball downfield to save his life. Both quarterbacks were basically just dinking and dunking the entire time. But the defense for the Texans, though, is the story of the game. The story of the game, 3 stories of the game was Aaron Rodgers was washed, CJ Stroud is mid, and oh my God, that Texans defense is for real. Let's talk about the defense there of the Texans, Joe. I'm not going to sit here and say that they looked good because they played a bad Pittsburgh team that probably didn't deserve to be in the playoffs, that had a quarterback that's 41 years old, right? That is all of that is true, but the fact of the matter is that the Texans have won 10 games in a row, and it's not been because of the offense. It's not because of CJ Stroud. It's not because of whoever they're putting at running back, right? Because they kind of go between 3 or 4 different players at running back. It's not because of Tank Dell. It's not because of any of the wideouts, Christian Kirk or Nico Collins. They advanced in the playoffs, and they're winning 10 games in a row. Why? Because that defense is one of the toughest defenses we've seen in a long, long time. And defense wins championships. It's an elite squad. It's an elite squad. Defense wins championships. And what do they got, Joe? They have an elite defense.
Again, elite defense. And the thing with CJ Stroud is CJ Stroud needs to learn from this victory here. Even though you threw a number of picks in this game, your defense was able to go ahead and cover up your mistakes. And most importantly, the defense also scored a touchdown as they sacked Aaron Rodgers, and Big Boy ran it back for the touchdown. That was the play of the game for me, man. You love to see the big man running into the end zone. The
fumble recovery, dude. How did that guy? Because when that play happened, I thought to myself, he's got to be down by contact because there's no way in the world
ball came out before he hit the ground.
That ball had to have bounced because there's no way that big dude bent over and picked up the ball off the ground.
He sure enough did.
It's mathematically impossible. That ball had to have squirted up in the air for that to happen.
Let's show the play. That was a heck of a play, man. That was.
Oh, I know. That was a pick 6, baby.
Here we go.
Courtesy of ESPN.
3rd down and 12. Rodgers, time runs out. Ball is out. It's picked up by the Texans and Sheldon Rankins, and he is in for a touchdown.
Big man ran it back.
Big boy got wheels, baby.
Is he sneaky athletic, Mike?
He was, man. I mean, Sheldon Rankins is a good player. It's not like he's like a nobody. The guy's a very good player. He got the wheels going, picked it up, and his mobility, his flexibility must be great, right? Because he's a big dude, but he's also a younger man, right? So a younger man can pick things off the ground a lot faster than someone who's 55 or 60 years old, most definitely.
Yeah, look at Greg. He says, Hard Rock stat, a thick 6.
A thick 6 is no lies detected. But you look at the defense for the Houston Texans, man. Will Anderson Jr. Making the Pro Bowl again this year. And I remember being with James Pledger of San Antonio Sports Star, who is a big time Houston Texans fan. and seeing him celebrate when he was in Kansas City watching the draft. And the Texans to move up in the draft to get Will Anderson Jr. was big. Was big. I'm looking at all the Pro Bowlers that they have there. They've got Derek Stingley, Aziz Al-Shahir is a Pro Bowler as well on that defense. For them to go up to get Will Anderson took balls. They wanted their guy. They got their guy. And the Texans got the right coach and D'Amico Ryans at the right time. This is the youth movement of things. I know someone who was on our chat the other day was saying that the youth movement didn't really work when it comes to coaching. Well, tell that to the Texans with D'Amico Ryans. When you see D'Amico Ryans, and they took it from San Francisco, when you see him on that field, on the sidelines, doesn't it make you want to like run through a brick wall for the dude? I mean, D'Amico Ryans looks like he could play football right now. Like he has not stopped working out. He is the same size as he was when he was playing. But D'Amico Ryans, man, 30-6, got that win.
This is for Pledge, the graphic I'm showing on screen right now. It says the Texans win, and they go and move on. But one of the most interesting stats of the night for me was if this, in fact, was Aaron Rodgers' final game, right, as an NFL quarterback, one of the things that stood out if you were watching the game was this stat right here. And let that sink in. He was going up against C.J. Stroud, who's only 24 years of age. Look at that, Mike. The Steelers scored 0 touchdown in Aaron Rodgers' first and potentially last playoff game with the Pittsburgh Steelers. 0 touchdowns. And they had opportunities. They did. There was some drop passes, missed opportunities, some miscues. I mean, that's just how it goes. And again, you got to credit the Texans defense. They're elite. They were bothering the Pittsburgh Steelers and what they were trying to do. But I mean, it was just one of those games for Rodgers. He just did not have a very good showing at all. And you knew at some point the magic was going to wear out. Sure enough, it did in this game. They needed him the most. He vanished, man.
Well, I don't know how much magic there was in Pittsburgh to begin with. I mean, they were the smoke and mirrors team. It's like every division has every conference always has a division winner that doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs. And Baltimore was the much better team. Baltimore would have given a much better game than the Pittsburgh Steelers for sure. But Aaron Rodgers shows that this team's in purgatory. They're in purgatory because there's no next level for them. If they bring back Aaron Rodgers, they're not going to go any further than what they did today or last night.
No, I got a hot take for you. The hot take is this team has hit a wall. They ain't going to go any further with Mike Tomlin as their head coach. They need new leadership, man. He's proven over the course of the last couple seasons he cannot get the win in the postseason. At some point, he is a good coach. He is during the regular season, but when it counts in postseason, that ain't your man. As a Steelers front office is going to have to look at this and say, are they going to keep running him back over and over and getting the same results? Or are you going to have to go ahead and move on and be like, you know what? Maybe somebody else can get it done.
Well, no, I don't think there's going to be anybody else is going to get it done. I mean, talent does matter when it's all said and done, and the Steelers don't have the talent. And here's the thing. The reason why I agree with you when it comes to we might have seen the end of Mike Tomlin. It's been 19 seasons. All he does is win 10 games, man. He's a brilliant head coach. He's a future Hall of Famer. He does have Super Bowls in his back pocket. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. The problem is that it's very reminiscent of when the Spurs tried winning the last few seasons with Greg Popovich, where they were trying to go out there by getting certain types of players, veterans, the DeMar DeRozans and all that of the world, trying to get some wins behind it, because what he didn't want to do was do a rebuild. This is a team that passed up on Jackson Dart, Joe. Imagine the future that they would have had if they had Jackson Dart on that team, but they passed on him. They passed on other quarterbacks along the way. Sam Darnold. They passed on a lot of quarterbacks along the way, Jackson Dart being the most prolific of them all. But why? Because they went after Russell Wilson. They went after Aaron Rodgers, because you have an old school coach, and it's weird to say old school coach because I remember, Joe, I'm 48 years old. I remember being 29 years old and seeing Mike Tomlin take the field sidelines as a head coach for this team after Bill Cowher, and think to myself, my God, they have a young, dynamic head coach. But this guy has gone through too many battles. 19 years, man. And to think that this franchise, which has been around for about 60, 70 years, has only had 3 coaches. Is it Noel, Cowher, and Tomlin? That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Look at the stat that I put up here, and this is courtesy of ESPN Insights. The Steelers lost 5 playoff losses, and they have all come by double digits, right?
Yeah.
They are the first team in NFL history to lose 5 straight playoff games by double digits. I mean, come on, man.
That's crazy.
He ain't it, man. He ain't it.
Now, we have on our chat, which is powered by PF Chang's La Cantera and Hard Rock Cafe, we have someone saying Joe Gonzalez saying, go get Harbaugh. Here's the thing. Why would Harbaugh want to go there? There's nothing there that you want to go to, because Harbaugh could go to the Giants and have what? He can go have Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo, Malik Neighbors. He could have those guys out there. They already have the players available offensively to make the thing go. He could go to Atlanta, have Bijan Robinson. He can go to Miami and be in the city of Miami, for crying out loud. Why would he want to go into the cold of Pittsburgh when he has better options available? That's the problem for the Steelers, is that they are on a elevator that goes only so high, but the building's a lot taller than what that elevator does. Man, they have to get off at some point. It's not a very good team. It's not a very good team, and they win because it's not a very good division. And on top of that, you have the fact that Lamar Jackson was hurt half the season this year, which is why Pittsburgh was able to squeak into the playoffs. Nice graphic there saying the Texans won their first road playoff game in team history. Joe, again, the Cowboy hater in me wants to come out, Joe.
You know what? The Texans won outside.
Last 15 years, Joe. Last 15 years, since 2011, the Houston Texans have won 7 playoff games. The Dallas Cowboys have won 3. CJ Stroud has won 3 playoff games. That's compared to Dak Prescott, who's only won 2 for his career, and Tony Romo, who only won 2 for his career, and CJ Stroud's 24. Even though CJ Stroud had his worst statistical season in his 3-year career. But, Joe, can we call this Texas' team? Are we okay with that? Are we okay with that?
Call it Texas' team. I just know that my Texas team is going to be the Cowboys.
But Joe, when you look at the two, Joe, one is big brother, one's little brother, but little brother's been a little bit more prolific over the last 15 years than the other. Okay, and it's just what have you done for me lately? No one gives a crap about the 90s. Okay, the music was great.
Fine, but when the Cowboys are back into it again, you ain't on this train no more. You can't come and sing the Cowboys' praises if you're just gonna be crapping on the team the whole time.
I ain't scared. I ain't scared.
All right, Cowboys keep you honest. Don't be praising the Cowboys when they're doing good again. So stay calm.
The Cowboys are on track to be the Chicago Cubs or the Boston Red Sox for 86 years. Seriously, there's no on-ramp for success for them. They have the losing formula of being owned by the Joneses.
And that's fine. But you know what? You're going to be ready for another losing season is if you're a Saints fan. You talk about Cowboys fans, and them going through a drought. Your Saints are going to be on a drought as well. So I'm just saying.
Joe, this is a biblical drought, Joe. This is a biblical drought. This is going through Egypt. Okay, the Cowboys have been on 30 years of nothing. Well, speaking of 30 years of nothing, at least the 49ers went to the Super Bowl a couple of times, but they haven't actually won since the mid-90s. They're also in a drought right now. They are advancing to the playoffs as well with the San Francisco 49ers. But let's take a look at the matchups, Joe. I have not seen the spreads, Joe. So the first spread I want to talk about is the Houston Texans. They're on the road against the New England Patriots. Don't tell me the spread. Have you looked at it yet, Joe?
Yeah, I've looked at it because I'm
okay. I'm gonna guess it. I'm going to guess that New England's favored by 3.5 points.
Let's see what we got here. I think you're a little off there, Mike.
I have it right here.
It's going to be exactly 3 points, not
Exactly
3.5.
So New England favored by 3, which basically means on a neutral field, they believe that this is an even matchup between the two. The Patriots coming in at 14-3, the Texans at 12-5. So let's go through the games here. The early game, the Saturday game that no one cares about, because if you're playing the Saturday early game at 3:30, the NFL does not care about you.
Oh, God, Mike.
You've got the Broncos favored by 1.5 over the Buffalo Bills. The Saturday evening game.
It's the Bills that are favored.
No, Broncos favored by a point.
I'm sorry, Broncos are favored by 1.5.
By 1.5. And then you have Seattle favored by 7.5 over San Francisco. That's a lot of points, Joe. A lot of points. We're going to be doomed to watch a Super Bowl of the Seahawks and Texans, and it'd be a final score of 6-3. That's what
Isn't that kind of disrespectful, though? How are you going to give the Seahawks 7.5 over the 49ers? All the 49ers do is win.
All 49ers do is win, and they play each other a lot. It's not like they don't know each other. Texans Patriots on the Sunday early game. Again, we said the Patriots are favored by 3, and then the Rams and the Bears. Look at the disrespect to the Chicago Bears. They don't believe in Caleb Williams either. The Rams are favored by 3.5 points on the road. Rams are favored over Carolina by 10 on the road. Now they're favored by Seattle by 3.5 over the Bears on the road. I bet you that the Rams against the Seahawks would be favored. Ain't that some crap, Joe?
Yeah. Give us your take on who's going to win, because you were wrong, dead wrong last weekend. Hopefully you can redeem yourself this weekend.
The question becomes, do you believe in the quarterback or the defense? Because the Bills, Josh Allen's a better quarterback than Bo Nix. But scheme-wise, Sean Payton's a better head coach. Scheme-wise, Denver's defense is probably better than Buffalo's. So it's a great matchup, Joe. And then the cold weather doesn't matter in that game because Buffalo plays in cold weather to begin with. Seattle versus the 49ers. Seattle has a better defense, but Seattle has Sam Darnold, who hasn't done anything in the playoffs in his career. So you can go either way with the coin flip when it comes to those. Texans and Patriots. Patriots at home. This is Drake May is an MVP candidate. Drake May is a better quarterback than CJ Stroud. But that defense of the Texans will keep them in the game. So that can go either way. Bears and Rams. Bears have a better roster 1 through 53. The problem is that their quarterback is mid. So then you have the Rams, who I know you're tossing to 2 very, very good wide receivers, Puka Nacua being the best of the 2. You have a good running game from the Rams, and you have a grizzled veteran quarterback in the future Hall of Famer of Matt Stafford. Joe, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to before the playoffs started, that there's no favorite at all in the NFL this year. There's no juggernaut like the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no juggernaut like the Eagles were a few years ago when they won, and last year when they won as well. We all saw the Eagles last year and thought that was the best team in the NFC. Guess what? They ran through the NFC and won the Super Bowl. The last year before that, it was like, oh, we saw that the Chiefs were the best team. Mahomes was clicking. Kelsey was still in his prime. All of that stuff. You knew what was going to happen before it happened. This is more like when the Bengals won the Super Bowl or went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Eagles. It's just different. It's just different, man. It's just.
I'm gonna be bold and I'm gonna call my picks out. You didn't really call your picks.
I'll call my picks after you call yours.
My picks are gonna be Bills over Broncos, Seahawks over 49ers, Pats over Texans, Bears over Rams.
Okay, say it one more time, Joe.
All right, to hit again. Bills over Broncos, Seahawks over 49ers, Pats over the Texans, and the Bears to upset the Rams.
I mean, I can't go against that, dude. I can't go against that. But I would say this though. Wow. Like
Bears are ahead, man.
let me ask you this,
Got that
Joe.
team playing good.
Let me ask you this, Joe. What is your hard rock lock when it comes to it all, Joe? The hard rock lock, which is basically of the 4 games, you are most confident about this one. Because all 4 games
the one that I'm most confident about, without a doubt, Pats over Texans. The reason for that, I've told everybody since before the season even started, the Patriots were my dark horse team coming out, and they proved me right. They're a well-balanced, well-coached team, got a good QB, and I think that balance is going to be enough to go ahead and best the Texans because it's going to come down to quarterback play, in my opinion. Pats have the better quarterback.
My hard rock lock has got to be the Bills. They're just a more experienced team. And I trust in Josh Allen more than I trust in Bo Nix. That's my lock. Because I look at the other games over there. Will weather play a role in it? Because again, you have the Rams going to Chicago on a neutral field. I want the Rams all day, every day. But in the cold, the windy city, and all that crap, it plays a role. It does play a role.
What did we see happen against that other game with the Bears, right? The weather was a factor, right? The ball was going all sorts of ways. It seems like everybody was just having the ball slip through their fingers. The weather played a factor into that game, especially when it came to field goals and whatnot. I mean, it is what it is. You're going to play outside, and you're in Chicago in the windy city. Bears are used to this kind of stuff. I mean, I'd have to say it. This game, the weather would play a factor.
Well, I'm looking at the weather for these games in Denver this weekend. It's going to be cold because it's Denver, right? But it's going to be sunny with a lot of wind. So Denver shouldn't be an issue when it comes to it all. Chicago, when they take on the Bears. Looking at the weather for this weekend, Chicago. Oh my God, dude! What day do they play?
Chicago, they're gonna be playing Sunday at 5:30 p.m. They got the late game.
The low is 11, the high is 19. And it's gonna snow all day on Friday, but they would have cleared that out. But it's just gonna be freaking frigid at that point. And then Foxborough,
what are the winds gonna be doing?
It's probably gonna be swirling at that point. Foxborough, Massachusetts, which is going to be the game for the Texans. That is what day? Sunday?
Yeah.
Sunday, it's sleeting. Low of 26, high of 36, sleet and snow in Foxborough, Massachusetts. This is the variable. This is what makes it weird, Joe, because we watch football games all year long, and it's like 80, 90 degrees outside. And it's all decided in the cold. We see that in baseball too. The boys of summer, they get out there at the beginning of April, right? And then they decide the World Series. Well, everyone's wearing sweaters. Everyone's wearing long sleeves and all that crap. It's kind of funny, man. Single digits, Alex Riga says. Sunday night in Chicago. Does that change your idea when it comes to the Bears and Rams? It being 10, 11 degrees, Joe?
Yeah, man. I mean, you got to go ahead and say that that's going to be in the favor of the Bears, because they're, like I said, they're used to playing in that nasty stuff.
Well, I mean, but then you look at it this way. Caleb Williams sucks when the weather's good. Is he going to be even any better? So let's talk about the quarterback stuff here, Joe.
I think you want him to suck so bad. You want him to be terrible, man. Absolutely terrible to prove your point right.
Well, when was the last time we had a bad Super Bowl quarterback, Joe? Or a mid one? I mean, you might go off and say Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts was actually above average. Jalen Hurts has never been elite, but the years that he won the Super Bowl and they were winning titles or going to the Super Bowl, they were fine, right? They had, so who are the elite quarterbacks still there? Josh Allen,
No.
Drake, I mean, do you call Drake May, even though he is an MVP candidate and led them to 14-3? Do you call him elite? Is he? Are we really ready to say that he's an elite quarterback?
But he's a very good quarterback.
I'm going back in time to the Super Bowl winners, right? So you had, let's go through these quarterbacks. You had Jalen Hurts, above average, not elite, but above average. You had Patrick Mahomes, future Hall of Famer. Matt Stafford, future Hall of Famer. Tom Brady, future Hall of Famer. Then you had, back in 2020, Patrick Mahomes, Hall of Famer. Okay, I guess you can say 2018, when the Eagles won, Philly special. You had a backup quarterback go in there and win it all.
But their QB1 was who? Wentz.
It was
But
Wentz,
he was injured.
Nick Foles went through the whole playoffs.
Yep. Nick Foles did. If it wasn't for Nick, they wouldn't have been there. Nick Foles, to me, was the better QB. Carson Wentz has proven what he is.
But you have a bunch of other quarterbacks in there, from Russell Wilson when he was in his prime to Eli Manning, who's a Hall of Famer.
Well, there you go. Eli Manning, was he an elite quarterback by your standards? Or was he just all right? He just won.
He was elite when it mattered, though, man. Those games that he won, the helmet catch and all that stuff, those were elite throws. Those were elite games. I mean, do you know what the corollary is to all that? Wouldn't it be Troy Aikman? Troy Aikman and Eli Manning, to me, are the same. Troy Aikman was a mid quarterback in the regular season, but he was a god in the playoffs. He was an outright stud in the playoffs. He was money in the playoffs. But you look at his stats during the regular season, he was a pedestrian quarterback. He had like 5 seasons where he threw more interceptions than touchdowns. Troy Aikman, look it up. He did. He was a mid quarterback who, when the lights shined the brightest in December and January, stepped up and was elite. He was elite for 4-week stretches every single year. But during the regular season, was just kind of an average pedestrian quarterback. I'm going through all these other quarterbacks that were also winning quarterbacks over the years. They
got a good one too. They were bringing up Trent Dilfer.
That was a long time ago, man. That Dilfer touch that Dilfer year was, what year was that? Like 2000? I mean, that was 2001.
Yeah, we got an incoming super chat we got to address. Yeah. This is from our friend.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
This is from Sean Quintero. Thanks, Sean. Appreciate the $4.99 super chat. He says, just ran out. That's what Mike will hear next time he orders an old-fashioned. For the Cowboy slander. There you go.
The Cowboys slander themselves, Joe. It's been 30 years. And it's funny because, there's nowhere to run to for Cowboy fans to avoid it. It's like they are the marquee franchise of the entire NFL. The Lakers, the Dodgers, the Yankees should never go 10 years without winning a Super Bowl or a World Series or NBA championship. They never should, because they get the free agents they can get the free agents that they want. They're the destination that people want to go to. They have the most fans and all that stuff. To go 30 years, we're drifting into Chicago Cubs territory, man. We're drifting into a territory that you don't want to see, because there's no rainbow, shining on something that says that it's going to get any better for the Cowboys. The Cowboys having $120 million dedicated to Pickens, Lamb, and Dak Prescott does not allow them to field a good team.
Why not? Because they went ahead and cut Micah Parsons, man, and they got the 20th pick in the draft.
They have great. That's going to help them in 3 years, Joe. 4 years.
Oh, Mike. I know you hate the Cowboys so much you can't even see the silver lining in anything. But
Joe,
Cowboys
they give them over 500 points, Joe. They give them over 500 points. They're not going to become an elite defense. They're not going to have the Houston Texans defense next year.
But Joe, enough, you watch them every weekend. You watch them more than your Saints team.
We literally do a show, and it's literally on TV, Joe.
I watch
every Sunday night football game. I watch every Monday night football game. I watch the Cowboys. I watch the Saints.
The chat's going to have to donate some money, man, so we can get you a Cowboy shirt or something, dude. You watch more than your own team.
Thank you to the new sponsors, because what I was going to do was going to do something, but I'll just say read between the lines, Joe. Read between the lines, okay?
Remember that shirt that Chica showed you? Hey, why don't you go ahead and put this on real quick? Let me see what it looks like on you. No.
No, yeah. She wanted me to measure it to see if it would fit my dad. And I'm like,
No.
hell no, man. Hell no. And then her friend was like, well, are you going to cheer for the Rockets? I mean, they're from Texas too. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Like, you don't get any of this, right? That's what I was telling them. Like, you don't get any of this. Last night watching the game, Chica was wanting to watch something else, and I was like, going, no, this is a playoff game. You understand? We watch the entire season to watch these games, man. It's like watching a movie.
You know what? This is what this is. The Saints are the girl that you have right next to, and you got her arm around you, right? Mm-hmm. But you can't help but look at the hot girl that comes in the room. No, and that's what the Cowboys are to you. Because you can't help but look at them. You can't help but look at them.
No, the Cowboys are like the car wreck that you want to see how badly injured somebody is. You're like, I hope somebody's not hurt, and then you look in there. That's what the Cowboys are. They're the train wreck when it comes to it all.
Look at Mario says, I bet Chica is a Cowboys fan.
Chica is a Texans fan. But she's not a diehard Texans fan. Like last night, she was like, you want to watch a movie? I'm like, the Texans are in the playoffs. And she said, well, I'm not there. Right? So if she'll wear the Texans outfit and all that, she cares.
Hint, Mike.
She said, well, I mean, I wasn't going to go out of state to watch them play. I wasn't going to go to Pittsburgh.
Road trip.
I told Chica, like, hey, girl, would you want to go to a game where you're sitting in the stands and it's 12 degrees outside? She goes, hell no. She's like, take me to Pluckers, man. Because at least they got cold beer.
She's gonna be like, if I'm not in a suite where it's nice and warm, I ain't sitting out there with the peasants.
That's exactly it, man. That's exactly it. But it's kind of like going to the Spurs games, right? Because the Spurs are playing in Miami on March 23rd, and Francesca was like, "Hey, I want to go visit my daughter. Her daughter is out there, lives in Miami, is finishing up her last year of residency, becoming a physician's assistant. She has residency that she started last year, but it finishes up this December. So because her daughter gets homesick, we go visit every 2 months. You'll notice that last year I went to Miami 5 different times. So we decided we're going to go in March. And Chica's like, pick the day. Pick the day. So as I told Spernandez the other day, I was like, yeah, I'm looking to see. The first thing I looked at was, are the Spurs playing the Miami Heat? Like, what are the odds? And then I looked it up, March 23rd. I'm like, babe, we can go March 23rd. Okay. And I said, great, the Spurs are playing. And what did she say? Make it happen. But then she did say this, Joe. Make them good seats. Because, again, she doesn't want to sit with who, Joe?
The
doesn't want to sit with the peasants.
I like it when she says that. I know she got it from me, and it's funny when I hear other people say it, like I hear you say it or I hear her say it, and then she smiles. It's funny because she's like, yeah, we went to go see this game, and she goes, I told Mike I'm not sitting with what? Say it. I tell her, say it. It's all the peasants.
She just texted me right now that my dad is getting his jacket.
Oh, nice.
So we got him that Spurs jacket. It's very similar to that Spurs shirt that I had on the other day with the old English lettering. For the Spurs. It's very similar, but it's like the jacket, but it's the varsity jacket version of it all. And we bought him it during Christmas, but it didn't fit, so we had to size it up a little bit. And those sizes ran small, by the way. It ran really small. So, but they'd already sold them out for Christmas, but they got more in stock, and they said that they would have it by mid-January. So very, very nice.
Look at Tony Ornelas says, I don't want to sit with the poor people.
No, I mean, well, I mean, look at it this way, Joe. I mean, you see these games like after the Eagles lost, right?
Yeah.
After the Eagles lost, you see a lot of their fans throwing crap at Niner fans. And what's so funny is that you have all these Cowboy fans on social media being holier than thou, going, look how mean and pathetic Eagle fans are. But then you go to a Cowboy fan, what do you see up and down the stands? Cowboy fans acting a fool. So it's like
nobody acts a fool more than Eagles fans, Mike.
I will agree. I will agree with
horrible.
You. I will say this, Joe. NFC East fans are the worst. Because I've gone to Texans games, I've gone to Dolphins games, I've gone to Saints games where I've never seen an issue in the stands. But for some reason, if an NFC East team is involved, they act like idiots, man. And I'm not going to say that one's worse than the other. Philadelphia, Washington, New York, and Dallas Cowboy fans act the worst collectively as a division. No one in the AFC South is acting that way. No one in the NFC South is acting that way. It's always the NFC East. I don't know why.
Look at Mario says Joe will not be sitting with us at Little Woodrow's. Of course, I'm gonna be sitting with you guys. We already got like tables reserved and stuff. Yeah, man.
You got the gift cards, Joe.
And we did get something in the chat here. I believe it was by Sam Salinas. This is funny, dude. Look at this picture. New Orleans Saints, Mike Jimenez, Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, that's funny. Did you see those people? Those people in the photos reenact that photo recently. That was kind of funny. That photo is like 20 years old, so now they're like a lot older than what they are in that photo. That's funny. That's funny.
That happens, man. But you know what? It's like, what does that saying goes? Like Rick says, he goes, "Hey, we could go to the game together, but we ain't sitting together."
Joe, let's go over some stats, Joe. CJ Stroud. Is he, in fact, a mid-quarterback? Well, let's go through the stats here. He has started 46 games in his career. He was a Pro Bowler his first year as a rookie. Year 2 and year 3, no Pro Bowl. He has a career record of 28-18. He has a career playoff record of 3-2. This year, he threw for the fewest yards he's ever had his entire career. He threw for 3,041. He did miss a couple of games, but he threw for 3,041 compared to his rookie year where he threw for 4,100. Again, he played 15 games his rookie year, Joe. 14 games this year. So it's a one-game difference, Joe. But he threw for 1,100 more yards his rookie year than this year. He threw for 4 touchdowns more his rookie year than this year. And he threw for 3 fewer interceptions his rookie year than this year. So by far more yards as a rookie, by far more touchdowns as a rookie, by far fewer interceptions as a rookie. And it seems like CJ Stroud is not regressing. He regressed his second year. We just thought, it was a sophomore slump. But it just seems like this year he's just not getting any better. He's just mid. He's not a good quarterback. And I won't look at him and say that he's a bad quarterback, but he made bad decisions. And he can't do that against New England because Drake May's good enough of a quarterback to capitalize on 3 losses. Those interceptions, Joe, and those fumbles that he had there were hero ball. They were him refusing to throw the ball away and just end the play. It was him trying to extend the play and make something happen. He was trying to be Patrick Mahomes in his prime. He was trying to act like Aaron Rodgers in his prime, and he's not that talented.
One of the biggest things that CJ Stroud does with his game is he doesn't react. His reaction time's a little off, right? I guess it could be attributed to his football IQ. When you're reading the defense and you're seeing what's happening in front of you, you have less than a split second to try to make a decision.
Right.
I mean, you throw the ball away, there's no one open. Maybe I go ahead and try to, roll out and run for a couple of yards. There was several plays there against the Steelers where if he had run, he could have gotten a couple of yards and then just take the slide. That would have helped your team keep the momentum moving forward, keeping the sticks moving. But instead, he chose to roll out the opposite way, made some poor decisions, and had interceptions. He needs to start recognizing what's going on with the defense and learn to read it better. So again, his reaction time is just lacking. He waits too long before he makes a decision, then he gets in trouble.
Texans beat the Steelers 30-6. ESPN has a stat out there that I'm watching right now on the screen in front of me saying that the CJ Stroud tied a record for most fumbles in a playoff game in NFL history with 5 last night. Lost 2 of them. Now, one of them I won't count against him unless it was his fault. There was that one fumble where the snap was done and hit him in the chest, and he wasn't even looking for the snap. Now, whose fault is that? I don't know. Was it his? Was it the center's fault? I don't know. More than likely, it's the center's fault. But still, 5 in a game, Joe. You lose. You're supposed to lose games where you fumble the ball 5 times.
Yeah,
You're
but not
supposed
when
to
you have
lose
an
that
elite
game.
defense.
And that's it. Because, an elite defense can hold Aaron Rodgers and his 41-year-old ass to 6 points. But is an elite defense going to hold Drake May to 6 points? Is it going to hold Bo Nix or Josh Allen to 6 points? Because CJ Stroud can't be doing that to Josh Allen. Because I'm not saying that Josh Allen's going to light up the Texans defense for 30 or 40 points. But what I'm saying is he's going to get 17 or 20. I wonder what the over-under is for that game, Joe. What's the over-under?
For what?
For the over-under for the Pats against the Texans? It can't be higher than 44. It can't be higher than 44.
I just had it and I took it off the screen, so let me get it back. So, Pats, Texans, the over-under, they have it at, I'll show you right now. Let me put it on screen. Here you go. That's what their over-under is, Mike. It says the under is 40.5. The over. Yeah.
40.5. That's brutal. That basically means that they believe it's going to be a 21-17 game.
Yeah.
Or a 21-20 type of game.
I don't know if it'll be that close, quite honestly. I think what happens with the Texans is, yes, they're capable of putting points up there on the board, but when you're playing against another defense that's comparable and you have a better quarterback, you would think that the outcome would be more than that. I think it's going to be at least maybe the Pats winning by at least 10. That's just my opinion.
Joe, my Hard Rock lock is going to be the under in the Bears-Rams game. 50.5 points when it's 11 degrees outside and windy. Give me the under on that one, Joe. How is that 50.5? You can't kick field goals in 11-degree weather. I mean, you can, but beyond 40 yards, it's going to be tough. Be kicking a brick.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go to our break here as everybody. I can see what you all are doing in the chat. They want us to go ahead and move on. They want us to go ahead and talk about San Antonio Spurs basketball and the matchup that they have against OKC tonight. We'll get there. But let's go ahead and give some love to our newest sponsor first. Let's go ahead and give some love to the Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio. So we'll go ahead and give them love, then come back. Maybe, just maybe, we'll transition over to some Spurs talk. What do you think, Mike?
Nah. No one tells me what to do. You're not my wife.
What, you're not Chica? You're not Chica. The Hard Rock Cafe, San Antonio, is Riverwalk dining at its best. With great scenic views, along with its amazing collection of rock memorabilia, there is something for everyone. Enjoy happy hour weekdays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with $8 and $10 appetizers, $5 domestic drafts, and $6 craft import drafts at the bar only. Try some of the Hard Rock Cafe's legendary steak burgers, or my personal favorite, such as the grilled salmon or baby back ribs. Make sure to visit the third level and enjoy the DJ as you take in the city skyline. The Hard Rock Cafe is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast. There you go.
Very nice. I like it, Joe. I like it.
I'm telling you, man, the one thing that I really do like at the Hard Rock, and people are probably going to give me crap for it, I like the grilled salmon from there, dude. It's good.
Really?
I'm trying to eat healthier, man. I'm telling you, the grilled salmon from there, it's actually good, dude. I like it.
No, I'm a burger guy over there, man. They have some really good burgers out there.
Yeah, they do.
And you know what? I can't do a burger anymore, Joe, that is just meat, bun, and cheese and lettuce and tomato. I gotta have something else with it, man. I gotta have the mushrooms, gotta have some avocado. I gotta have a little something extra. I can't just have the old-fashioned burger, dude. And I know you like the Burger Boy. I love Burger Boy too. It's a good place.
It's good.
I gotta have more sides to it all, Joe. If not, it's just all right. But Hard Rock does have some pretty good burgers, Joe. Spurs back in action tonight, taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Spurs wrapping up a 3-game road trip, rather. They won the first game, lost the second game, but they beat the Celtics. They should have beaten the T-Wolves, but they lost a 19-point lead. Then tonight they go on and play the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team that they've beaten 3 times in a row. The world took notice there back in December, right? Because you had the semifinals of the Emirates Cup. Spurs took that game, surprised the world, shocked the world. And then the 2 games around Christmas time, Christmas Day, and then a couple of days before Christmas, they had a back-to-back home and home against Oklahoma City. Spurs won both of those games. And the cracks on the dam started for the Thunder, right? They started the season 24-1.
Yeah.
And suddenly they've been playing 500 ball ever since. We have some sound, Joe. If you can go onto my my Twitter account. I retweeted a post from Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. It's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the MVP candidate for Oklahoma City Thunder, who's talking about the importance of this game to the psyche of the Oklahoma City Thunder's team. Let's hear what SGA has to say.
I haven't thought about it yet, but since we're here, yep, we got to win, just like every other night. You wake up and you want to win a basketball game. Now, it's obviously a very good team who's gotten the better of us recently. So, yeah, it should be a fun one. It should be competitive. We got to go out there and do the necessary things to win a game, and if we don't, we'll most likely lose.
Okay, so he doesn't like the line of questioning, Joe. And what I find interesting about this game, this is what I'm going to be looking at the most, is 2 things. Have you noticed that the 2 teams the Spurs have beaten most recently have been complaining about the defense that the Spurs have been deploying? Have you noticed the Celtics have been crybabies ever since? Have you noticed that the Lakers were crybabies? Have you noticed that every time they play the Spurs and the Spurs win, they accuse the Spurs of being too aggressive defensively? That's what it's gonna take. And I think the Spurs have lulled themselves into a situation where they are playing up to their competition and playing down to their competition.
I figured them out.
What's that?
I figured it out. And this is what happens with the Spurs. And you all pay attention to this. What happens with the San Antonio Spurs is when that ball is not falling, right, and they can't hit a shot, they go ahead and intensify their defense to kind of cover up their shortcomings on offense. But when they intensify their defense and they start playing really good and they can't knock down a bucket, more than not, what it turns into is a disappointing loss. And the reason that happens is they're not balanced. They start getting away from what's working from them. When you go up on a team by 19 points, you like Sean Elliott said, you got your foot on their throat. Finish them off. And the Spurs just kind of take their foot off a little bit. They start leaning back a little bit. They start getting a little lazy, a little lackadaisical. The ball's not falling. They start playing hero ball. And, when they were playing against OKC and they had Devin Vassell out there on the court, they were playing at a high level. We saw the return of the beautiful game, passing that ball around the horn, looking for the best man out there to take a good quality shot. And now you're seeing a lot of the Spurs digressing, where they come out, take an ill-advised 3-point shot early on in the shot clock, putting their head down, trying to go ahead and just bulldoze their way, to inside the paint and offensive foul. It's poor shot selection that happens with the Spurs that's plaguing them as of late. And again, when you look and see what happens, what they try to do to cover up their offensive miscomings or shortcomings, it's that they intensify the defense. But it doesn't always translate into a win.
Tony Ornelas on our chat, powered by PF Chang's La Cantera, says Vassell created balance. We miss him.
Yep, this is true.
He tried doing a Yoda, but I'm not going to do a Yoda quote. I think that's interesting because Vassell is an important piece of the puzzle because he provides spacing. He's someone who can knock down a 3 and opens up the floor because right now we're seeing the Spurs sputter offensively and defensively. They're sputtering offensively because they're not making threes at all.
They weren't able to make threes before. They went through a stretch where they were able to knock them down, but that wasn't sustainable. And now you're seeing that they hit the wall.
You had Barnes hitting 45, 50% for like 2 months to start the season. Champagny is the only one right now who can make a 3, right? Is the only one that can. I think it goes back to the old thing. If the Spurs are playing a good team, The three guards, Fox, Harper, and Castle, need to combine for 60 points.
Yeah.
They don't get 60, Spurs don't get a win. There's no way around it. And I know no Hartenstein playing for the OKC Thunder. That's fine. Hartenstein's is a decent player, but let's not pretend like he's a make or break player for OKC.
Is he better than the big elote, Cornette?
They might X each other out. When it's all said and done.
Cornette isn't bad. I mean, he's a good center, backup center, and he got the starting nod in the absence of Wemby. Now, Mitch is going to go ahead and start Wemby for all intents and purposes.
I like this comment right here by JHNSB. He says, I thought this team was deep. Missing Vassell as the scapegoat now. Well, it is a deep team, but the fact of the matter is that Vassell does something that no other person on the team can do that backs him up, which is make a three.
Yeah.
Because
he helps with the spacing too.
Because Castle is awful from three.
Yeah.
Harper is awful from three. Fox is mid.
He's not good, dude, from beyond the arc. He's been horrible.
So the Spurs need shooters. And because the skill set of Fox, Harper, and Castle are the same, they're interchangeable. Just put two of them out there at any point in the game, right? But just put two of them out there. The thing is that Vassell doesn't have a backup to do what he does. Who's his backup? Sohan? Who's his backup? Lindy Waters? David Jones Garcia? Who is Vassell's backup? He doesn't have one. What Vassell does is kind of a specialty on this team. The closest one would be Champagny, but they're different ball players. They shoot threes, but they're different ball players defensively because Vassell he goes after the ones, twos, and threes, whereas Champagny can bang bodies.
Vassell helps facilitate the offensive flow of the team, and that's why he's sorely missed right now. He helps with the floor spacing. He helps the other players on the team get comfortable and play more of their natural positions. He helps a lot more than Spurs fans realize. I would never thought that Vassell would have been the glue for this team, but in fact, he has shown that he is this season. And when he's not out there on the court, he is sorely missed. When you have the Spurs going up against OKC tonight, and the Spurs are without Vassell, I fully expect OKC to blow out this team.
Yeah, I don't see the Spurs winning this game at all.
No, I don't either.
The Spurs are missing Vassell. The Spurs are not firing at all cylinders. They're not a very good team right now. This is me. Okay, I'll take that back. I'm gonna take that back. They're a decent team without Vassell. They're a decent team. Yada yada yada. They're winning games, but they're not an elite team without him. And the Spurs are just keeping pace, which is good. Because there's nobody running away with it. Because we've seen what the last I saw, we had the Houston Rockets lose 3 games in a row. We see the LA Lakers have been losing games. So what are the Spurs doing? Keeping pace with everybody else. We're not losing any ground when it comes to it all. So therefore, the NBA power rankings are kind of staying the same. Right now, the Spurs are 5.5 games behind Oklahoma City in the Western Conference. Spurs are a game above Denver, a game and a half above Minnesota, and 3 games above the Lakers right now in the Western Conference. Spurs are 27-12. At the end of 2 more games, Joe, the Spurs will be halfway through the season.
Yeah, officially at the halfway mark. We're on, like you said, we're almost there, and people forget how quick the halfway point of the season comes. And then you're going to be getting into the month of February. And you're going to have the All-Star break, and they're like, this is the official, halfway mark of the season. No, it's not. At that point, you're almost 3/4 of the way through the season,
And the Spurs have 3 home games that they come home to after this, and they're all winnable games. Milwaukee, Minnesota, Utah. I know they have to beat – they've lost to Minnesota and Utah recently. They have to exercise those demons and give them some payback, but those should be winnable games when that all happens. And the Spurs come back, and they play in Houston on Tuesday the 20th, a game on Peacock, by the way. I'm going to try to be at that game, Joe. I'm going to try to be at that game. Hey, I want to bring a corollary out to something that made the news the other day over this week involving the Jacksonville Reporter. I don't know if you saw that, Joe, I'm going to find that
No.
video during the commercial break because we're going to give some love to PF Chang's La Cantera. And I want to talk to you about reporting in general and how it relates to our good friend Carolina Teague, because I think that there's something there that needs to be discussed when it comes to it all. And we'll talk more Spurs on the other side, but let's give some love to PF Chang's La Cantera.
PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
That's right. Don't forget, tomorrow is Wednesday half all bottles of champagne, half all bottles of wine there at PF Chang's La Cantera. All day, every day on Wednesday. And then right now, their $8.99 cocktail selection. They have Jade Margarita. They've got the Mule. They've got Long Island Iced Tea, the Lychee, the Lemon Drop Martini, all for sale right now. $8.99, discounted. $8.99 all day at PF Chang's La Cantera. Don't forget, also you can also get pickup food there. You can do the takeout. They have personalized parking spaces there for PF Chang's La Cantera. Go in there, go get your food, get out if you don't want to stay. So it's very, very cool. Joe, there's a reporter from Jacksonville that has been making news. And when I saw this the first time, I thought to myself, this might have legs. This might be a story that people catch on to. And last night, media was talking all about it. It's all over TikTok, so I wanted to get into it. It's about a woman named Lynn Jones who works for the Jacksonville Free Press. Keep in mind, Jacksonville is the smallest market when it comes to the NFL. Well, Green Bay is. Jacksonville's one of the smallest markets. She interviewed the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars after the Jaguars lost to the Buffalo Bills. The Jaguars had a good season. What were they, 13-4? They got bounced in the first round of the playoffs to a good Buffalo Bills team. And I have on my Twitter account, Joe, I retweeted the interview that she gave. It wasn't so much the interview, but before she asked a question, she gave a 19-second congratulations, I guess you could say, to the head coach of Jacksonville. Yeah. And there are a lot of old-timer reporters out there who are saying that this is wrong. But when I saw this, I thought of Carolina Teague, our good friend Carolina Teague. Are you offended, Joe, by her doing this at the press conference?
Well, let's hear what she has to say.
I just want to tell you, congratulations on your success, young man. Thank you. Hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank you.
You did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all right? You keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I just want to tell you.
Okay, so that was the head coach of Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, she spent 20 seconds just praising him.
Yeah.
And that's head coach Liam Cohen of Jacksonville. He took the team from a 4-13 record to a 13-4 record. That's a great turnaround, Joe. I mean, Jacksonville was not expected to go that far or do that much, but they win the AFC South. And this is a time of the year where people's jobs get threatened or whatever the case may be. But I don't think Liam Cohen thought this job was going to be in danger or anything.
Yeah.
But for a reporter for the Jacksonville newspaper to say you're going to be okay, we had a great season, thank you for all that you did, all of that stuff. Joe, what were your thoughts when you saw that?
It's good to see some positivity, in today's age, the media, they ask the hard questions sometimes of the players and the coaches, paint them in a bad light, so to speak, because they try to hold their feet to the fire and be like, well, what do you have to say about this disappointing loss? And to kind of humanize them in a way, because at the end of the day, they are human beings, and say something positive like this. It's encouraging. And you could see his face light up as she's bombarding him with praise instead of criticism, and that's something that goes a long ways, especially when you have a disappointing loss like this.
Tony Announce in our chat says, Mike, you're doing a good job. Keep your head up. No one cares that you're a Saints fan. No one cares about the clickbait. Do you, Mike? Keep that chunkla. Wave it proud. You'll be okay, Mike. That was good, Tony. I appreciate that. I'm old school in a way, but I'm also new school in a way. You know how we talk about being an exennial or zennial, whatever they want to call it, where you're kind of half of one thing, half of Gen X, half millennial.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same way because when I was brought up in the 90s, was first in the newsroom in the 90s, taken under the wing of Greg Simmons, Cordell Patrick, David Sears. Later on, getting to work with people like Anthony Pittman and Chuck McIntyre, Joe Reinagle, Jason Minix, all those guys. They're old timers, right? So
Yeah.
they don't believe in that type of reporting. But there's new school reporting going on because when I was in the last time, I'll tell you the last time I was member of media was the day that the Golden State Warriors played the 50-year anniversary game against the Spurs at the Alamo Dome. That was the last time I had a press pass for a Spurs game. And I don't like having press passes anymore. Back in the day, I used to love it. I used to be like, man, I got to interview, this player. Well, I got to interview this other player. Magic Johnson was there. I got to ask a question. I got really excited about that because I was a fan, but I had to hold that inside. But when you go to the Spurs press conferences now, it's not ABC and it's not KSAT, Ken's, WOAI, all that there. There's also fan blogs that are there. There are podcasters that are there. There are the Mike Taylor and Rudy Jays of the world. You and I have enough subscribers that we could go in there if we wanted to. There's Carolina Teague. There's blogs and things like that. And I think that the dynamic has changed where a lot of the quote unquote journalists reporting these things are actually fans.
Yeah.
And I can see that being a double-edged sword there, a double-edged knife, where it's like I could see how it would be very, very beneficial for the fans to have that there, but also detrimental as well. And it's funny because I saw that video, and I pictured an old Carolina Teague 20 years from now saying the same thing to whoever to Mitch Johnson or to whoever, 20 years from now. But Joe, I mean, are you okay with the bloggers, with the non-traditional journalists being out there?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Look at what we've been able to do, right? We're just two guys that like talk sports, and we've built a community and a following around it. And it just goes to show you in today's age, the way that people ingest media is different. They get it from blogs, they go online, they look for other outlets other than just the four-letter networks like
Right.
ESPN, Fox Sports, or what have you. Things are changing now, so you have to kind of get with the times, and whether the media, the traditional media, the ones that went to college for all this, like it or not, bloggers, live streamers, they're not going nowhere. In fact, I think it's going to grow even more popular in the coming years.
JHNSB says, as long as you grill the coach too, then there's no problem. That is the problem, because the ones that are the bloggers don't grill, and it's like they humanize it very well, where they get to know the players very well, but because they get to know the players very well, they don't turn that switch and grill.
No.
And you can see that where it's like the old school, the Don Harrises of the world will get you the information that you need and the scoops that you need, and will get you like who's the free agent the Spurs are looking for. What they'll get you that information, right? But the human side of Keldon Johnson getting a llama, you don't get.
Yeah.
Human side of Keldon Johnson boxing, or the inside of or the whole thing about Luke Cornett doing the pose and all that stuff. You don't get that from the traditional journalists. You get that from the podcasters. You get that from the non-traditional, the bloggers and things like that.
Or even from the Spurs announcer, like, for example, Jacob Toby, right?
Yeah.
He does a great job of doing like the little feel-good stories, talking with players or doing something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, not with the norm. So I like following him. He's a great follow, dude, because he does other things than what you would think a traditional journalist would do. I mean, he's not a traditional journalist. He's an announcer with Sean Elliott, but he does some cool things, about fans and showing things about what's going on within the arena. He's even gone on other podcasts as well and talked about his job and how he got there. So it's cool, man. It's good to see things like that, something different than just the regular mundane things that we see every day about the players and about the coaches. Yeah, it's good to see something a little different.
I'm looking at the odds right now, Joe, of John Harbaugh, what team he should be going to according to Vegas odds. Who do you think he's favored to go to, Joe?
Harbaugh, if I have to go ahead and guess at this juncture, I think one of the destinations that's probably attractive to him would probably be the Giants.
They have the Giants and the Dolphins as the two biggest contenders for it all. I mean, Giants, you have the New York media.
Yeah, of course.
You have three good, solid players in Neighbors, Dart, and Scadaboo.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive side of the ball. Then Miami. Miami has some talent there. I mean, it's not a talentless team, but it'd be a complete rebuild because you're going to get rid of Tua and all that stuff. I was watching this article the other day, reading this article, talking about that if the Dolphins decide to punt on Tua and get rid of him, they'd have to assume a $95 million cap hit spread over 2 seasons, which would mean the starting quarterback of your Miami Dolphins would be Quinn Ewers. That they would have to dedicate themselves to Quinn Ewers for 2 seasons. And that would give Ewers an opportunity to prove himself that he's worthy of being an NFL quarterback. I thought that was kind of funny. Reading these chats coming on in.
Antonio Ornelas was saying something nice here. He said, I appreciate you, Tony. I did see your message on Facebook, by the way. I was going to reply to it, but I got busy working. But thanks for that. And he said, Joe, you're doing a great job. No one cares. You compare Cowboys to Spurs, but I do. Marbach, baby, all day. Best producer in the game, 2026. I want you to take an epic vacation. You work hard, Joe. Thanks, Tony. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so tomorrow I will be in studio, Joe. So keep the seat warm for me. I will be in full-on suit mode. I don't know if I'll have the jacket on, but I should have a shirt and tie on.
Yeah. Like I said, if you have the jacket on, I'll probably have to have a hanger for you so you can hang the jacket. You just don't want to just put it on the back of the chair. You wanted to hang it somewhere,
And it's funny, Chica and I are going to the Woodlands Mall to go buy some clothes for my event tomorrow.
You need some dress shirts?
Yeah, and just to kind of let you know what I'm doing, and if you want to show my information here, I do retirement planning, I do retirement strategies, life insurance, long-term care, disability, all of that stuff. You can give me a call at 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. So tomorrow is interesting because part of what I do is not only run my own financial practice, but I help others with their own practices. And I have a company that has 25 insurance agents that wants to provide the insurances that I provide, right? So I would be bringing them into my unit, if you will, and I would help them supervise what they've got going on so that they can develop their practices and I can mentor all 25. So if I do that, that would require me to be in San Antonio at least 6 business days out of the month. And I told Chica, this is a big commitment for me over here, so we'll figure that out. But I'll be in San Antonio meeting with that company. Gonna have a nice lunch tomorrow at noon. So tomorrow's show will probably be a little bit light, maybe about an hour 15 or so tomorrow, so I can get out the door. But very, very nice. Jason SB says Mike spends a lot of money low key. Kind of do.
Todo chulo.
Todo chulo. I'm gonna get a haircut y todo.
Look, they're gonna get a Stephen A. Mike tomorrow.
Stephen A. Mike. Hey, Joe, by the way, congratulations. Big props. I went for a walk yesterday, Joe. We're doing the Map My Walk challenge.
Yeah.
And I did 4 miles yesterday, and as I'm on my 4 mile walk, all excited, like, hey, look what I did. I get I whenever somebody in the challenge finishes a walk,
The
it
walk.
alerts my phone, right? Sends me a notification. Black Bucket did 4.28 miles yesterday. Alex did like 3 miles, and Jen did a long walk as well. So much so, Joe, that the small team of people that we have doing this Map My Walk, we have combined so far for 123 miles. That's the equivalent of
Dang,
us walking from San Antonio downtown to Temple, Texas. Okay.
that's
If
pretty
we
good.
if we get another 17 miles, Joe, which we will, that would be the equivalent of walking from San Antonio to Corpus Christi. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to see if we can get it all the way to Dallas.
Oh man, all the way to Dallas. Oh, look at they got a new nickname for you now, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, so Jason says, send me the link in the challenge. You have to sign up with the Map My Walk app first, and then I send the information. So send me a text or whatever when you have all your stuff in. Wolf
They
of
give you no.
Conroe.
Oh, Mike hosting The Biggest Loser. Remember that, Mike?
Dude, have you ever seen the documentaries about The Biggest Loser and
Yeah,
about what
man.
happened to those people? Those people had some bad health issues later on, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of them gained the weight back. It was so
Yeah.
sad.
And they would back then it was like a different time, man. They would kind of fat shame them and stuff, as they
I
were
know.
working out, making them cry,
Did you
giving them
see that?
PTSD.
Did you see Savannah Louie won the last season of Survivor? And that means that there have been 2 former reporters at Ken's 5 who've won Survivor.
Wow. So
She
this
won
is
$1
the last
million
season of
bucks.
Survivor? They're gonna end it or what?
Well, no, this past season was won by
Okay.
Savannah Louie, and she's going to be invited to other challenges along the way. But she was a reporter at Ken's 5. She did the morning show over there, and she would do like a lot of the entertainment stuff. And so she did a pretty good job over there. She ended up moving into the St. Louis market, and then I think she latched on to this whole Survivor bit. But there was a reporter about 15 years ago from Ken's who won it as well. So Ken's has 2 people who have been reporters for them who have won this particular game show, if you will. Speaking of game shows, that's what I'm going to do this weekend. My kids are coming to Houston, coming to Conroe. I'm going to take them to Houston to go do the game show experience out
Okay.
there. That's going to be fun.
Why don't you take them to my favorite place in Conroe? I don't think you've ever been there, man.
Which one's
Dragon
that?
Bowl C. It's a
Oh,
great little place to
noodles
go and
place?
eat, dude. Yeah, dude, they have like great ramen and all that out there. It's all Dragon Ball Z themed, but they kind of changed their location, so I think they're a little bit further down the street. But they have like a great little thrift store down that little the main strip that they have there on Conroe. It's like a
Mhm.
2 story thrift store that they have. It's
Hmm.
great, man. You get lost in there. They got everything for something for everybody, dude. I had a great time there just browsing, looking at that place with my daughter. And we had some ramen too. Man, they give you so much though, Mike. You can't even finish it in one sitting, dude. Like it's too much.
I'm looking at it right now as far as where Dragon Bowl C is in Conroe. It is 2.4 miles from where I'm at.
It's really good, dude. I liked it.
And that's on North Fraser. I know the exact thrift shop you're talking about there.
Yeah. I like that little thrift shop. It was dope going in there, dude.
They got some good stuff. I'm going to be in the Woodlands tonight. Like I said, I'm going to be shopping for.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be all shopping for a full-on suit. I got to get some nice slacks. And this is where Chica and I kind of diverge. Chica is very much a fashionable person. She likes, what's her favorite color? Glitter. She likes to get all
Yeah.
dressed up and all that stuff. And she makes fun of San Antonio that way because she says San Antonio, all the girls are just dressed casually. And she goes, I like to look pretty. She goes, I like to wear boots and
Yeah.
sparkle and all that stuff, right? So we go to these stores like at the mall, and she goes, well, what about these pants for they're nice suit pants, what she tells me. And I tell her, those are not suit pants. Those are going out pants. Like she does. She goes, well, these slacks you're looking at are boring. I said, well, that's the whole point. when you're talking to business owners and business leaders, you
don't
don't
want to
go
stand out.
fashionable. You
No.
don't. You go and you just dress the part. So it's so funny because she's like, "Well, what about these pants?" And I'm like, "Well, they look like fancy cargo pants." No, like it has to look like an actual suit.
There's a certain material that they're made out of too, where it
Yeah.
helps them not wrinkle and they just kind of flow off the leg, right? You know, look good with the shoes. It
Yeah,
just completes the suit look. You know what I
You-
mean?
right. And I was like, you have to have the nice shoes. Yeah, and she goes, well, why don't you wear boots with them? I'm like, because I'm in a
No.
business meeting. I'm not in East Texas. I'm in San Antonio.
You're not going there in jeans, bro.
Yeah, and it's like I'm trying to tell her that it's like different for different cities, right? Like when I'm working with the people in South Texas, or I'm going to Corpus, man, I'll put on boots with some jeans and a dress shirt and no tie, no nothing, and it'd be perfectly fine. Put on nice jeans, like some Ariat jeans. That's
Yeah.
fine. But like in a plain Jane business meeting where you're meeting with business owners in San Antonio, you have to look a certain way and you have to dress a certain way, and it's boring. She doesn't get that.
You know, look at this. This is funny. Mexican Junior wearing boots to a business meeting. What is this? Landman?
Well, when you're working with people who are in industries of landman, because a lot of the people
Yeah.
I'm wearing the boots, guess what they're in? They're the oil industry. They're in the chemicals industry. They are in the refining industry. They are out in the woods. So they're out, working hard, man. They get paid a lot, but they bust their ass to go do it.
Yeah. You know the slacks that I like buying? They have two brands. I forgot the name of the other brand. They're over at JCPenney, right? Because they have good deals there sometimes. Where it's like you buy one pair of pants, you get the other one for free or something like that, right? I think it was Van Heusen or something like that. I forgot the name of it, but they were really good. I have like two. I brought two pairs this last time. They had them on sale. It was like a grayish color and a black. You know, just your solid colors. You want to cover your bases. And they were on sale, dude. They were like maybe, I mean, you're gonna buy a good pair of pants. You're gonna spend somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe $60 to $80.
Yeah.
Easy.
I'm probably going to be at Johnson and Murphy.
Yeah.
That's the style that I like, because it's a good intersection between like what is fashionable, but also what is practical when it comes to it all. Johnson and Murphy is going to be it. I already know it, Joe. I already know it.
Yeah.
Someone says a question. Mike is dressing like, I can't see Mike dressing like a ranchero.
The ranchero. That means you're gonna have to wear the jacket that has the gallo on it with
Yeah.
sparkles.
Well, I never showed my wedding photo, Joe. I never
Yeah.
posted my wedding photo, but let's see if I can. Let's see. Should I media share this, Joe?
Media share it.
So yeah, so this is now. I don't normally wear light clothes with light clothes, but basically, this is East Texas wear, man. I was wearing clothes I got from East Texas.
Let's see if the media share got it already. Yep, it got it. So I'll go ahead and show that now.
Yeah, this was one of our wedding photos. But anyway, yeah. So I got the boots on, I got the slacks on, the long sleeve shirt. These are all, it's country wear, Joe. Chica made
The
fun of me.
Ariats.
Yeah, Chica was like, Michael was the one who wore white to the wedding.
I like the Ariats that you have
Yeah.
on the boots.
Oh, those are Luke Casey's, I think.
Luke Casey's, all right.
Oh no, not Luke Casey. What's that other brand? Tacovas is what they are.
And was this here in San Antonio?
No, that was in Willis, Texas.
Okay, just up the road from Conroe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the other place I've been looking at because I've been interested in maybe purchasing a new home here shortly. So
Yeah.
looking at
Wouldn't that be funny?
Conroe or Willis.
If you and I do the show together in Conroe and Willis, we're looking at property all over the place, Joe. I saw a piece of property the other day. and I might make an offer on it, Joe. But like I said, I'm working in San Antonio, but living out in Conroe. If I did that, I can't wait to show you that house, Joe. That house is beautiful. Uh,
Yeah.
the Area 210 party that we could have over there would be effing cute, as Mario Cavazos would say.
Hey, we need to also go ahead and share the slide here of the get together that we're going to be having on the 24th. So this is to celebrate the 500th episode. We want you guys to come out and celebrate with us. We're going to be at the Little Woodrow's at 9840 West Loop 1604. Basically, it's off of Loop 1604 in Braun. So you can come out and join us there. We'll have some appetizers for you guys and some drinks. So I'll be there. Mike will be there. And we'll have some special guests, Mike.
Yeah, we have special guests out there. The Joy-Con saying the Area 936 podcast. Samson, what are you talking about, Willis? Midtown saying Sheriff Mike.
That's what you know what you just missed, dude? You were just missing the cowboy hat.
Mario Cavazos says Johnson and Murphy is for the white people's like Tommy Hilfiger.
Oh my God.
Mexican Junior says Chico wants Jimenez to dress like Los Tigres del Norte, doing PowerPoints about 401k. Yeah, well.
Telling you, that's where you get the jacket, dude. That has the rooster on the back, el gallo.
Hey,
you know? All in sparkles.
That's brutal, dude. That's brutal. Now it's funny because like I look at it all. When we're looking for houses right now, the land in the Hill Country is super expensive.
Oh yeah, dude.
The land in South Bexar County, going to like Lytle and Flores,
the outskirts, San Antonio,
is dusty as F, dude. It's just it's like, yeah, you get a lot of land for cheap, but there is nothing. It's dirt. or here's 3 acres, it's thicket. You know, it's just like nothing there, right?
You have to have a tractor to go ahead and mow down that stuff, dude. It's nasty stuff, man.
So, you know, I've been looking for things that are between here and San Antonio, little towns like Brenham and Magnolia and stuff like that, because I want to have land, Joe. I've reached the point in life, and it's no offense to San Antonio, but I don't want to be in San Antonio. I don't want to be in Dallas or Houston. I don't want to be in Austin. I want to be with Chica in the woods someplace. Like I want to be in the middle of nowhere. And it's not the middle of nowhere, but I want to be in a place where I've got a couple of acres at least, and I got, you know, Chica there, and I want to have space between me and my neighbors, and I want to have a small town life. And it's no offense to San Antonio because I don't want to go to Houston either. I don't want to go to Dallas either.
I was looking at buying a couple acres as well. You know, I'm looking around, you know, just keeping my options open. But I got to tell you, man, I've been in San Antonio my whole life. I love the city, but it's time for a change, man. It's I feel it. You know, I need to be on the outskirts of San Antonio. I want to see trees. I don't necessarily want to see my neighbor on either side of me. They're like less than 8 feet away. I'm like, yeah, maybe a little bit more than that. I'm probably exaggerating. I got to get the tape measure, but it's probably like 10, 12 feet maybe. Mm-hmm. You know, on either side of you, you got your neighbors real close, bunched up, because I live over in the suburbs. You know, I've been here for too long, dude. It's like you want some breathing room. I don't want to deal with the traffic as much anymore. And the area, it's horrible, dude. It's awful.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that because, like, over here, I don't deal with traffic.
Exactly.
There's no traffic to be had. I mean, if you drive to Houston, there's traffic. If you drive to Dallas or San Antonio, there's traffic. But there's nothing there. And I look at it right where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
In 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I can be in Dallas. In an hour, I can be in Houston. In 3 hours, I can be in San Antonio. In 2.5 hours, I can be to Austin. In 2.5 hours, I can be in Charles. Like, date night is pretty epic, Joe. It's like, where do you want to go? We could be there in 2 hours, man. Just put on a couple of albums, and we're off and running, man.
Yeah.
We have something through our media share that I think was brought up by Tony Onales, saying that some sort of outfit for me to wear to tomorrow's meeting.
No, I haven't seen anything yet. I did see this though. Did get this from Jason Garcia.
Oh, that's
so he's
beautiful.
Out there in the Pacific Northwest, out there in Portland.
I just got the photo from Tony saying that this is the way that I should go to my meeting tomorrow.
Oh yeah, here it is. I see it now. Let me go ahead and share it. Look at those boots, dude.
I mean, I like the boots.
What would Chica say if you went out there dressed like that, dude?
I want a divorce.
She'd be like, "You're not going out with me like that, dude."
That's true.
She'd be like, "No."
No. Oh, it's funny because, like, I was trying to explain this to my parents the other day. They came to Conroe for the first time, and I was trying to explain to them, like, I don't want there to be the same restaurants, the same shopping centers, the same everything. I've just grown out of that. 48 years old. I want to have a different life, and that different life is being out someplace small town, whether it be Bandera, Texas, or maybe Lavernia or whatever. I just want to be kind of a smaller place. I don't want to be in the middle of nowhere, but at the same time, I don't want to have that life of worrying about traffic and all that stuff. I just doesn't do anything for me, dude. I dip my head in, I dip my head out, right? I want
Yeah.
to go. I want to go from I want to go to San Antonio every week, which is what I do now. I go to San Antonio at least every other week. Dip in, work for 2 or 3 days, see my kids, go to the taqueria, and then bust out, Joe. Because I don't want to live at Bill Miller's, dude. I don't want to live
Yo,
in a taqueria, dude.
you're speaking of taquerias. Sean was telling us that earlier today. He was saying that Las Palapas has their
For-
anniversary sale today, man.
Oh, I saw the special, dude.
45-cent bean and cheese tacos all day. They said the limit is 10.
Yeah. Marco Boston says, you want the boring life. We get it. No, boring life is living inside of a city. That
Yeah,
to me
man.
is boring. Sitting in traffic is boring.
You'd be surprised, man. Like when you're in the city, I mean, especially you start getting up there in age, it's like everything starts to move too fast, everything gets sped up. You kind of want things to slow down a little bit. And you just don't want to deal with the hustle and bustle and the traffic all the time. I mean, even just trying to get out of the neighborhood now, there's traffic all over the place where I live here. I want to get on 151, there's traffic. There's a line of cars there. Want to go out the back entrance that they have here in my subdivision. There's traffic over there in the back end over here trying to get out of the neighborhood and go to Petranco. It's like I'm kind of already done with it, dude. I've had enough.
Yeah, dude. Petranco was just bad, man. Like, I tell you about that
Mhm.
TikTok I saw yesterday where
No,
this one woman was talking about the traffic in Alamo Ranch and about how she's so pissed off that they're building more and more stuff
yeah.
with no infrastructure to take care of it. It's kind of crazy, but there's certain parts of the city that have grown on me, Joe. Like I have some coworkers who live in Castle Hills. I never realized how nice Castle Hills was until most recently. Um, I have friends who live out there in the Kyle Seal area, going out towards like the Dominion and all that stuff, but not like in the Dominion, but like that area. Very, very, very nice. I have some friends who live out by God, was it McAllister Park? Very, very nice areas out there. I'm just saying, Joe, I just want to have a little bit of land, Joe. Just a little bit of land. And
Little slice of heaven there.
yeah. All right, Joe. Spurs tonight taking on the Thunder. I would be. There's different levels of surprise, right? There's surprise and shocked,
Yeah.
right? I would be shocked if the Spurs won.
I would too.
Not because I don't think the Spurs can win. The Spurs have beaten the Thunder 3 times in a row. I would be shocked at the Thunder losing 4 times in a row to a team. Not so much the Spurs doing it again. The Spurs have proven that they can do it, right?
Yeah.
But for a team to lose 4 times to another team, that's in your head, Joe. That's completely in your head. Spurs without Devin Vassell, Thunder without Hartenstein. We'll see if Jeremy Sohan gets any run to this game. They popped his head out. They let him play a couple of games. In the last 2 games, he hasn't sniffed the court. We'll see what happens when it comes to that. But it's a 7.5 point spread. But I will be talking with you about this tomorrow, Joe, in studio.
Yeah.
They are right next to you, Joe. So I'll be there tomorrow. But everyone have a fantastic day. Thank you so much to PF Chang's La Cantera. Thank you so much to the Hard Rock Cafe San Antonio as well, downtown San Antonio on the Riverwalk for sponsoring today's show. We'll be back tomorrow talking Spurs.
Yeah, we did have a super chat as we leave here. I'll just address it real quick.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
This coming in from Midtown, Texas, $4.99 super chat. He says, Area 210, it's the life that we chose. Thank you. We appreciate you, man. And we'll see you boys tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace.
Hit the like button.
But I'm picking the Spurs to go ahead and lose by at least 15 points against OKC tonight.
By
it's
15.
Gonna get ugly. It's going to get ugly quick.
It's going to get ugly. Spurs lose by 7.
All right. You have the disparity of Mike with 7, me with 15. We'll see who's right tomorrow morning.
All right. Well, we'll do it Price is Right style. Whoever's closest without going over. All right. We'll be back tomorrow.
Laters.